right now. Okay, hey everybody, we're live. Hey. Welcome back to the Daytripper Photo Show. It's been a while since I've been on. It feels like it's been forever. Unfortunately, Gabriel's not here tonight because he had too much fun in Vegas, apparently, and he's at home.
Recuperating.
Not well. He's what?
Recuperating.
Yes, he's still recuperating. Navi, how are you?
I'm splendid. How are you?
Fan-fibby, thank you very much. We have our review show tonight. Tonight is episode something very high, 130. We've done a couple of these things, and for the review show, we're going to talk about intentional light. That was the theme for the week. I guess it was 2 weeks.
Yes.
Now, thank you very much, Navi, for doing last week's show. You and Gabriel.
We didn't do last week's show.
Oh, not last week, week before. Sorry.
Oh, yes, the show that nobody could watch.
Oh, I know. What was up with that? It was like pausing and freezing.
Gabriel. He's a tech guy.
Yeah, gotta blame Gabriel. Well, this week, hopefully we won't have those things happen. And if anybody's watching us right now and you are having any issues or you have questions or you just want to say hello, please use the Q&A app built into this Hangout and say hello. Let us know you're here. I don't think we see any viewers as of yet, but that usually comes as we go on. So we'll repeat that in a few minutes as well. All right, so this week has been pretty huge. Before we get into our photo review for the intentional light theme, it's been pretty huge for me. Last week I was off. Obviously, I was doing some stuff. I couldn't be on the show. I was just back from my vacation with Shelly in Algonquin. What's that?
You've been busy.
I've been busy. It's really cool. And it's busy with fun stuff, too. Had the vacation with Shelly. As soon as we get back, I had the Vaughan Film Festival that I shot, which was awesome. Navi, awesome.
Cool. I saw your celeb run-in with dude from Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. He was in.
Oh wait, wasn't he the guy in Thelma and Louise?
That was Brad Pitt. But no, I think he was in Thelma and Louise too. Yeah.
It was Louise's or Thelma's boyfriend.
Yeah.
His boyfriend.
The not nice one. Exactly.
No, he was a nice one.
Was he? I'm gonna have to watch Thelma and Louise again.
What's his name again?
His name is Michael Madsen. Reservoir Dogs. He was Mr. White.
He's Susan Sarandon's like boyfriend in the movie. Oh, okay.
I'll have to go double check that. But he was very cool. He was a nice guy. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Andrew and Mantej, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'm glad so far so good. Andrew says hello to you as well, Navi, as you can see it in the Q&A there.
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, it was great. I can't say that I hung out with Michael Madsen, but when it came time for me to get my picture taken with him, he looked over and saw me. He goes, oh, yeah, this guy's been cool all night. I'll take my picture with him. He pulled me in close. It was pretty cool. That was only one of the people, though. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the Vaughan Film Festival is a local film festival run by Mark and Antonio. They've been on our show a couple of times. Excellent guys. Super professional. Really, really, yeah, I hate saying the expression, salt of the earth guys, you know, like super, real decent, cool guys. And they asked Daytripper Photo last year to shoot their festival, and we had a screening or two, and there was a couple of events, and then we had the big gala awards dinner, which was great. Rick Campanelli is the host. Rick the Temp, for those of you my age, remember back in Much Music. Yeah, so that was really cool. He was always awesome. And last year they had Dora the Explorer, the voice of Dora the Explorer was a special guest. And she was really awesome, 13, 14-year-old girl, super smart, genius girl. This year, though, they had a special award for Michael Madsen. And he gets up there, and, you know, he's everything you think he is when you see him in any Quentin Tarantino movie. And, of course, he's coming up in the newest Quentin Tarantino movie, which is going to be out soon. The Hateful Eight, it's called. So, of course, he's doing his promotion for all that. He was on City TV and a couple other things like that while he was in town. But, you know, he gets up on stage to give his presentation, and when he talks, he's like, all right, yeah. You know, the real deep, raspy voice and very slow speaking, and like everything he says has purpose. That's the cool thing I liked about him. And of course, halfway through the speech, the crowd started murmuring over him. He didn't like that too much, but when he went off stage, there was Robert right in his face. Click, 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 click. He didn't like it. He was a pro. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, and there was another movie that I saw. It's called The Present. It's one of the short films that they played. A young lady named Renee, one of the actresses. I mean, it was just such a powerful movie. It was about a guy who, it starts off with him meeting a girl in a cafe, and they're having a date, obviously, and she was pissed off because she was waiting already. She was playing Scrabble, and she put the word, you know, annoying or something, annoyed as her word that she just picked letters and made. Anyway, long story short, it was about a time travel movie about him going back to try and fix how she was. And it turns out she had cancer, and it was just very touching. And, you know, you could just see this relationship really building in the movie, the way it was filmed. And it was a short film, which is great to have such a touching story when it's only a short film. Not very often do you get those where you really get wrapped up in it, because before you know it, it's over, right?
Now, were they giving away like the awards for all the films at this event?
Yeah, at the final event on Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Thursday, they had their final event, and that's where they gave away these beautiful gold reels, like film reels, that's their actual medal they gave away. Just beautiful. It was an amazing set. It was just so well done and so professional, and it just felt like it was. I mean, it was it was like going to the Toronto International Film Festival award show. You know, it was amazing. There were after parties after everything. But actually, I have some photos, if you don't mind, that I'm going to share.
Yeah.
Of the event.
I saw your time lapse. That was cool.
You know, they've actually requested more time lapse for next time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here, what's that?
It was cool to see the setup in the like actual venue.
Yeah, it was beautiful area. I did 2 time lapses, one of the makeup and one of the actual award ceremony. So here are the organizers of the event, Mark and Antonio. Antonio's on the left and Mark is on the right with the hair. And in the middle, of course, Michael Madsen. This is on the red carpet. This was the first red carpet that I shot, Navi.
Cool.
What do you think? You think I did okay?
Oh, that was good.
Oh, thank you. So there's those guys. And then let's see here. What else have I got to share? Oh, here's the crew from the big party. A bunch of us in a little selfie. We've got Lou on the far right, Lou, and then right beside me to my left, I should say, is Glenn. And then, of course, to my right, behind me is Blake. You all know Blake. And then right there is Robert. Great group of guys. We did a great job shooting the event. We covered all angles and just had a great time. That was taken with my cell phone, obviously. Let's see. What else have I got here? There's a shot from the actual makeup on Tuesday. This was my favorite. Tuesday was the special effects seminar. And essentially, they invited schools in. And they also had people who can actually come and learn how to do the makeup and apply the makeup and do all that. And it was just an amazing event. In fact, the lady who you see getting the makeup put on her now is, I believe, one of the producers of a movie who won for the best. She won a trophy later the next day. So it was really cool seeing her get all done up like this. And she was just such a cool person. And then later the next day or something like that, actually this is Tuesday, so on Thursday, she gets up and she wins the big prize. So
nice.
It's pretty awesome. And you can see they're putting on some latex. And this is all zombie. And this is me, right? Like, I didn't even know that that's what they were going to be talking about. And I show up and I realize that one of the special effects artists who did all the makeup for Dawn of the Dead and like all the other movies that I like that are filmed here in Canada, this is the guy that did all the makeup for them.
When you posted those photos, I thought I was looking at an old post from like the Zombie Walk or something.
I know, right? Because I would totally post these things. And in fact, at one point they were looking for somebody to get the makeup put on them. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But with the beard and everything, that would just suck. Trying to get that stuff off. So here's the whole event. Here's a panoramic shot that I did. Joe Leduc helped me out. You can see him in the back by one of the lights.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Yep, and just a great event. The gentlemen were up at the front. They had all their little statues and stuff that they had with all makeup done. Very cool.
Who are those people like in the audience? Like, are those students or? Yeah,
there were students, and there's also people who paid to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what you saw there, those were students. Yeah, and the other people weren't quite there yet. So there's that. And what else have I got? Lots of cool stuff happened. It was just such a great time. Oh, yeah, of course. The man, Rick Campanelli.
It looks exactly the same.
Always.
There you go.
He looks, actually, you can see the trophies behind.
Yeah. Ooh.
It was a great set, and just everything was very well thought out, well run.
Get some good detail shots?
I got a few detail shots from around, but I didn't get as many as I'd like. We had 4 or 5 people there, and we were all pretty scattered, and there was so much going on at all times that it was tough to focus on that. But I did go around beforehand. I got some table shots, and I got a few detail shots, and mostly red carpet stuff.
The awards sort of look like serious like rims, like car rims.
I know, they totally do. They were pretty cool car rims. I would put those on my car. And then the last shot I'm just going to share here quickly is from one of the after parties. This was in Kettleby, I believe, one of the restaurants in Kettleby, and it was just a beautiful venue. And they built this tent on the outside of the restaurant, and they had a guy playing guitar sitting out by a little rock feature and so on. It was really neat. You can see the sponsor wall in the back left over there. Of course, the Daytripper Photo banner, which they put up to say Daytripper Photography Official Photographers, Daytripper Photo. You saw the one there of the official photographers, Valor, the videographers. They had my poster there as well, but it was in Michael Madsen's private room in the back end of the restaurant. He never showed up, so nobody ever used that room the entire night. It was just me.
No. Did you have moved it?
I can't move it. It wasn't my place to move it. So anyway, I had a great time. Mark and Tony are super gracious guys. How busy they were the entire time. To take a time to come over and say hello and stuff like that. Cool guys. We'll hopefully have them back on the show again. What's that?
It sounds like you had a good time.
I really did. I had a great time. It was one of the most fun photo opportunities I've ever had. And just, meeting people like Michael Madsen and just hanging out with him outside when he was wanting some smokes. Robert was telling me a story how he wanted some smokes and he was going around looking for smokes from people. And nobody had any cigarettes because, we're Canada, right? Nobody smokes here. So, of course, Robert smokes and he walks up to Michael Madsen, walks right up to the guy, flips his pack open and says, "Help yourself." Robert's hilarious. Anyway, we had a fantastic time. That was really cool. And, of course, that Sunday, I had the photography day trip to the Waterfalls North session, which was awesome. Another really, really great session. There were a few little glitches. I guess there's some glitches on every session. The bus driver didn't show up on time. He showed up an hour and a half late. It wasn't too cool. And there was tons of mosquitoes. 'Tis the season, right? When we went before Navi, we would have had the best time if we had gone there.
Man. I'm kind of glad I didn't go this time. I would have been just hanging out on the bus the whole time.
Well, we had lots of bug spray. Of course, that helped. But, yeah, you open up the doors to the bus to get your gear out, and it filled up with mosquitoes before you even – yeah, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool at all. Oh, there was one more photo I wanted to share. Because there we are.
Look at that. Look how cool that guy looks.
I know, eh? And Michael Madsen's there, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my week. The day trip, the Waterfalls day trip, beautiful. We all got some great photos from that session. And, of course, we have the Waterfalls West session coming up August 30th. So if anybody wants to do another waterfall session, sign up now. It's already been activated on the website. And we're going to the Hamilton Waterfalls, where it'll be Albion Falls, Great Falls, a couple others as well.
Only if you can guarantee there will be no mosquitoes, I'll come.
Well, it's August 30th, so it's down the way quite a bit. Who knows? Who knows? Well, time will tell. It's Hamilton. There's no mosquitoes there. They die from all the stuff in there. Maybe we'll even stop off at that big old ship on the way. You know what I'm talking about? That big ship on the side of the road.
No.
Huge, tall ship. It's like running ground, and it's been sitting there forever.
Yep.
Tall ship. It's very tall. All right. So, by the way, there are a lot more viewers watching right now. So, for those of you who weren't here when I said it earlier, please use the Q&A. Let us know you're watching. Say hi. Say howdy. Give us your opinions on the photos we're going to look at. I don't know what happened this couple of weeks. We had 2 weeks to make photos for intentional light, and we got 3. So, what's going on, guys? Got to submit some photos so we can do these review shows. But that's okay, because I like to talk. And, I'm sure I'll make up some time with my conversation or something. Anyway.
Pretty low entry. Usually we have at least 4 or 5, so.
I'm surprised, too, because it was a great theme.
We want to make them work hard, Make them use your skills and stretch them out a little bit. We don't want to give easy ones all the time.
Nope. Intentional light wasn't hard, though. I mean, I thought that was a brilliant idea. When I heard that that's what you guys were doing, that's when I submitted a photo from the makeup session. I used my off-camera flash, my creative lighting system. I just popped the flash off from the side. That's intentional. I also posted a picture of Dixie, my cat, sitting by the window. I intended for the light to wash on her. Yeah.
I don't have a cat anymore.
Oh, your cat died. Tell us your story.
Jingles.
Miss Jingles.
My cat that goes like this and greets me every day at the door like this. Doesn't say anything, doesn't need any food or water. My porcelain money-making cat smashed on the ground when I was moving the table.
Oh, it's sad.
So they had a replacement. Oh well. On to the next.
Oh, okay, so you've been busy as well. I mean, you did your teaching again this week. How's that going?
It's going great, actually. I'm really, really liking it. The students are really getting into it, and they have lots of questions. And we did some. I mean, I think with most people, they're afraid or unsure about using flash photography. That's what pretty much all of them are there to learn. So we kind of really got into it last week, and it was really cool to actually. I haven't really had a chance to see them in action, so I let them have some time at the end of the class to shoot, and it was good to see how they work. And there was obviously some technical issues because there's always technical issues with electronic flash and stuff. So yeah, no,
but that's the great part. That's how everything gets locked in. When you work through the issues, you see what goes wrong. You know how to fix them.
Yeah, and it's great seeing people have the aha moments when they put it all together and figure it out. Whether it's a technical issue or just putting different ideas together. So yeah, no, it's good. They're really getting into it. And I had a student tell me that I'm entertaining. So that's good, right? Keeps the class interesting.
I guess, yeah. I mean, entertaining. What, do you make them laugh? Do you are you ha-ha funny? Or you?
We were talking about posing, and I'm just like, this is how a normal human being stands. And then, do the turtle and just doing really ridiculous things just so I can illustrate, exaggerate certain ideas, and they get a kick out of it. So that's good.
Next time, bring a pistol with you to school, and then when they tell you that you're entertaining, say, "What? Do I entertain you? Am I funny?" And then shoot their foot.
I don't know that reference. Sorry.
You don't know the reference? Oh, I'm so disappointed. So whoever's watching right now, if you know the reference, let us know. Anyway, we'll move on. So Andrew, he says it is a great theme. Alas, too busy to even get a chance to try anything. I understand that. And it is summer. I mean, it tends to happen in the summer. Everybody gets busy. Everybody's doing different things. So I get it. It's all good. Plus, it'll make us get out of here within an hour, right? So
good.
Even better. All right. So before we get into the actual photos from this week, guys, I just want to thank everybody for watching our show and for coming back to watch it. I was off for 2 weeks. Navi was off for 1 week. And it's always nice when you come back and there's viewers and everybody's kind of chatty. It's really cool. And if you like what we're doing, if you like our show, guys, please, when you're watching us back on YouTube, click like. Let the world know that you actually like the show. Share it with somebody. Let somebody know that we're doing something here where it could be a lot of fun. I mean, we've got some great, great, great stuff coming up. The Photo Expo. Dave Black emailed me the other day. I mean, come on. How much better could my life get, right? Dave Black emails me.
And what did he say?
He sent me this really cool video that I wish I could share on the web. I shared it to the community. I shared it out there. Dave Black behind the scenes shooting some skateboarders. Oh, yes. Oh, did you see it?
I saw the clip. I just kind of like saw the clip of it, the still, and I heard I heard Devin being like, "Oh, so that's Dave Black. That's cool."
I see what I'm talking about. See, I've known Dave Black ever since I watched his stuff on Kelby Live. And yeah, Andrew, I can scroll away for more than an hour. Absolutely. Watch me go. There's a story actually on scrolling. I'll tell you in a minute. Anyway, so I'm just this video is so great. I'm watching it and I'm just getting excited watching it. Halfway through watching it, I had to share it because I was just like, oh, this is so good. I'm getting so juiced up just watching this thing. It shows Dave Black working with his 4 flashes off camera and skateboarders going up and down and the timing and just hearing him talk and seeing his excitement. He gets a shot he loves and he's kicking his legs. And he's just, yeah, There's a 60-plus-year-old guy just getting so into it. I love it. I love it. I just can't wait for him to come to our expo in September. The
so excited you are about
it. No, I'm super excited. I know I'm seeming a little bit silly and goofy right now. I've been off the show for a while. I'm happy to be back. But ultimately, I mean, just the thought of Dave Black, meeting him and hanging out with him for the weekend, I'm over the moon. And then the other guys that are going to be there, Don Komarechka is going to be teaching, Ron Clifford, Joe LeDuc, you, Navi, Ross, Gabriel, me. I'm going to be doing some Bryan stuff. Martin's going to be doing a class on travel photography. Stan Yavorsky is going to be doing some boudoir stuff. Come on. It's freaking awesome. September 19th and 20th, people. Daytripperphoto.com. Jump on there right away and get your all-day pass. We've got the season, the multi-passes up there. And also, there's a special limited offer until August 1st where you can get the single day pass for only $150. It's going up to $200 as of August 1st. So get them done. Get them done, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You think about, like, you know, you get a day pass or a weekend pass. If you're taking, you know, a regular workshop somewhere else, you pay like $75, $80 for one class. Whereas this, you pay, you know, $150, you get the entire day to take whatever classes you want. So
it's true. And, you know, Dave Black is doing 3 sessions. Just let's forget about everybody. I'm not going to forget about everybody. They're all awesome. But let's just hypothetically say Dave Black was the only person you were coming to see. I've paid $100 to go to one Ben Wilmore class, Kelby. I've paid $100 to go to the other classes I've done. Oh, RC Concepcion. Come on, how can I forget him? The guy's amazing. I paid this kind of money to see one class from these guys, and here we are with 3 classes from Dave Black and Ron and Don, and like, yeah, it's just, you're right, Navi. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. I also do have to say thank you, huge thank you to our sponsor for the show, Lenspen, who just gave us our newest stash of lens pens to give away for prizes, and they gave me a really cool little a new thing. This is I think going to be a game changer for Lenspen, guys. You got to see what this stuff. This is called Peeps, the Lenspen Peeps.
I love it.
It is the coolest little gizmo contraption thing. It's an eyeglass cleaner. So now it's not just for camera stuff anymore. You can actually something everybody could use. So this is what it is. It's a little thing where you pull this out, right? And there's little pads, and you stick your glasses in there. I don't have any glasses handy, or I'd be cleaning them, so let's pretend they're on. No, let's not do that. Anyway, so you have those classic Lenspen carbon pads, right? And then you just squeeze it over your eyeglasses, and you just clean your glasses.
It works so well. I've used it because I wear glasses normally, but yeah, like as opposed to using, you know, a fiber cloth or a microfiber thing, if there's crap on here that you can't see and you use it to clean your glasses, it just smudges it around and makes it worse. And that like cleaned it like perfect, like nothing. Nothing. It was great.
Shelly, her mother, they tried them. They were just like, oh my God, they're so good.
Yeah.
Here's my sunglasses. And then you just put it over top, just like that. And because of the way that they're angled,
yeah,
it gets right to the edges.
That's right.
And yeah, perfect first time every time. These things are fantastic. And there's a little brush on the back side as well. So, you know what I could use this brush for? I could use it for zombie makeup, for stippling. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. And inside, there's the recharging pads. See if that'll ever focus. So every time you put this back in here, it actually recharges, yoink, the activated pads. So cool stuff from Lenspen. Thank you very much to Martin for supplying Daytripper with a few of these things. And I will be giving these out on day trips for prizes, for special prizes and stuff like that. Oh, and there's another really cool thing that I found out. Can you use it to clean camera lenses as well? No, Rich, unfortunately, it's not made for camera lenses unless you break it in half. But then it would be hard to use on lenses, on glasses again. So there's 2 products. There's one for your lenses, and then there's one for your glasses. And if you submit your photos for a photo challenge and you win your first place prize, you can get a Lenspen of your own. Because that's what we're giving away for the winner of this week. We're giving away the Lenspen pad. And did you guys say what you're giving away last week?
No. Well, there was not a show last week.
I mean, the week before?
No, we didn't.
Okay. And I didn't get from you the winner of the $150 gift certificate.
For the
photo challenge.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and look at it because I don't remember.
Cool. This is what the winner is getting for the photo challenge this week. The Sidekick and the Lenspen. So, Rich, if you had submitted, there's only 3 photos this week. You could have done it. You never know.
Yes.
Anyway. So, thank you all for Lenspen and your peeps. I've got new peeps. They're green. Squirrel. All right. So, speaking of squirrel, my story. Okay. So, Daytripper Photo is getting some T-shirts done up for the expo. We're getting a series of shirts done. One of which will be the squirrel shirt, where there'll be squirrels in your armpit or squirrel in the back, or squirrels in weird places, so that when you're talking to somebody, they'll look at you and they'll go, squirrel. And we've got a few other ideas for some.
That's fun.
Yeah. So anyway, there'll be a few of those for the time. And also these shirts will be available, if all goes well, at one of the local retailers on Main Street as well. So could be fun. Newmarket, big community up here, and it's going to be a lot of fun over the September 19th and 20th weekend. All right, Navi, how about we get to some meat and potatoes?
Let me fire it up here.
Fire it up.
Wrong button.
So Navi's going to do the screen share this week, and when she does that, we're going to talk about the photos that were submitted, give our opinions, and if anybody who's watching has their own thoughts on the pictures, please use the Q&A and let us know what you think about these. Do you have an itinerary for September 19th and 20th? I can't commit to both days, but I'm wondering what is offered on each day so that I can determine which day suits me. Thanks. Rod, absolutely. We will be posting a full schedule, but you'll be happy to know you're not going to miss too much. There will be fresh sessions each day. Dave Black is going to be doing one sports session one day and one light painting session a different day. Don Komarechka is also mixing it up. But for the most part, we're going to have a lot of the same content being able to be on either day. But I will be putting up a lot of that, the full schedule as soon as possible. I'm just working out what time the keynote speeches should be and so on. But yeah, more than 40 classes over the 2 days, about 20 classes a day. On Friday night and Saturday night, there will be night photography. On Saturday and Sunday, there will be photo walks. And, excuse me, there's also going to be sensor cleaning and lens alignments on site as well. So with your paid admission, either a day pass or a weekend pass, you can have your sensor cleaned, you can have your lenses aligned, the whole thing. Should be a lot of fun.
It's good too, because if you're in a class and there's another class that's running that you want to take, you have another opportunity to take it later on.
That's exactly the thing. And we also have to make sure that there's fresh sessions on each day. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's going to be different content in each presentation. I mean, things change, things morph, right? Yep. So, but that's a good question, Rob. Thanks for asking. All right, so we've got Mark Flinder's photo up here. Intentional light is a beautiful thing. These are trilliums, and it's the Ontario flower, which I think is beautiful. But there's some sort of weird creature on that thing. What is that? A Tyrannosaurus Rex? What is that thing?
Giant mosquito of some sort. Those bugs that look like mosquitoes, but they're giant.
They're crazy big.
I'd be swatting that like crazy.
Yeah, well, unlike Mark, who is a diehard photographer and has to get out the off-camera flash and get a better shot of it. It's really neat when you can use flash and isolate backgrounds. It gives you the ability to really be selective of what you shoot. I find I do this quite a bit when I'm taking pictures of people in crowds. I will usually shoot in this way. You can see what Mark's done here. He's got f/22 aperture, so he's closed the aperture right down, which makes the background so much darker.
Yeah, it's shot at night, but actually it's shot at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
See, there you go. It doesn't have to be night to create night. That reminds me, actually, Navi, I was watching that Dave Black video, and one of the things that he said that really resonated with me was how when people see a blank canvas, he sees pitch black, and you put light where you need it. And that's exactly how I always see things. So for me, when I'm trying to make an image, I start with a black background, and then I put light where I want it. And I think that's very much what like Mark did here. He had an outside scene. It wasn't that late in the day, so it shouldn't have been dark, but he wanted the background to be darker than the foreground. Now, unfortunately, depending on what you're going for in a photo like this, having the light come from that upper left corner really created some harsh shadows on the curve of the middle trillium.
Here?
Well, yeah, there and also down lower. And yeah, that one right there, exactly. It takes some of the detail away from that. I don't know if that's the positioning of the camera or the flash, but a combination of those things. It would have been a little different if you had brought the light like more inward and aimed it down frontward. But again, that comes down to what it is you're trying to create here, right?
I think I didn't really notice that because I was sort of imagining that this is what he wanted the focus to be on, because there is also this little gross, disgusting little bug on it. Mm-hmm. Bloodsucker, possibly. Who knows? I can't tell. But I'm imagining this is where he wanted the focus to be. So I actually don't mind this too much. Because I think if it was brought down and more direct, it wouldn't have given the same sort of depth to it.
It does make that stand out more than the others.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me.
I think it would have been flatter if he had the flash too sort of in front.
Well, I like that you use the rule of odds as well. 5 flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps your eye traveling through. And there's almost a triangular pattern in the flowers. Right? Top going down. There you go. Uh-huh.
In there, or actually here, this one here.
Well, just the whole, you know, if you do a connect the dots from the top right flower to the lower one, then down, and then up and up. There's a triangle pattern going there, which is always good to see compositionally. What do you think of the overall photo there, Navi?
I think it's pretty good. I didn't notice the time until right now. I actually was sort of assuming that it was shot later in the day, like because it's such a dark background, right? But
yeah,
if that's what he was going for, I think he did a really good job of that to get that really dark background, sort of totally different effect.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite things to do is shoot to isolate the background. The problem is the human eye is drawn to light. It's not really a problem. That's a good thing. We are all drawn to light, just kind of in our psyche. And the small details that take your eye through a photo can also take your eye in or out of a photo. And there's a few little pieces in the shot that are kind of taking me either out of the shot or stopping me within the shot, like the glowing white or the glowing leaf on the middle of the right side. Yep, right there. And then the other little piece coming off the top left flower on the top. It's a little too bright. Yeah, exactly. Now, again, a photo critique, a proper photo critique, we were going to go into the positives and the negatives and so on. I just want to make sure that you know that I'm not saying that it's not a good or bad photo. That's not how I critique pictures. And there's been said that I'm a little too nice, and fine. I'm a nice guy. That's how I roll. But if we're going to get into the nitty-pickies of it, those are two of the things that I probably would try and either just darken up a little bit or do what Navi's doing right here, crop away any of the light distractions and just give focus on that one main point you're trying to tell, which I agree with Navi, is the one trillium with the big old creepy crawler on it.
So gross.
That's Navi's official opinion.
But I hate bugs, and the bugs love me.
I'm not a fan. Shelly called me into the room the other night to get a spider off the ceiling. I was like, it's a spider. It's not that big a deal.
Gross.
I go in there. The thing was the freaking size of a quarter. I don't know what's gone on with the spiders in town.
Yeah, well, yesterday I was moving a plant, and I guess a spider got onto me.
Ugh.
It itched like my neck, and I kind of just like flicked. I thought maybe it was a piece of hair, and I see this spider that came from my neck. Oh, I just thinking about it, cringe.
I'd move. I'd move.
It was so gross.
Yeah, not a fan either.
It was tiny, but still. I was like, it's that spider I asked you to kill that you didn't kill.
It was there from last week. Damn it.
He's like, no, you usually just like, is too nice and like lets him outside. I'm like, oh, come back in.
No, I don't let them outside. I'm sorry.
No,
just don't. Okay.
Overall, great photo, Mark.
Thank you very much, Mark, for submitting.
Good use of light and flash.
Intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. All right, so here's a shot from Julie. I always love seeing Julie's photos. She has such drama and purpose to her shots. You know what I mean by that?
Yep. She
knows exactly where she's putting the light. She knows exactly what image she's looking for, and she works at it until she gets that shot, and I got nothing but respect for that. As far as settings go in the photo like this one, I don't really care. I really don't. I think it's just a great...
Very intriguing, this photo. You're kind of just wanting to know what the story is and, what hot date does she have to make this mysteriously, hot photo, I guess. I don't know.
Well, she's married. I don't think she's going on the date.
Well, she could have had a hot date with her husband. Who knows? Or
good point.
Maybe it was a girls' night, Maybe it was just her. Just enjoying a bottle of wine by herself. Nothing wrong with that.
My thought here is that it's very hard to shoot glass, first of all. It's even harder to shoot glass without a lot of glare. And it's even harder, again, to have such finite control of where the light hits.
Well, that's the thing with glass, right? You have to control the highlights to really outline the object, or else you're just shooting through it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to use the light to shape it, which is what she did here. I think she mentioned that she is part of an assignment. Yes. a lighting assignment or mentorship. Sorry.
There's a lot of amazing mentorship going on right now. I know Ross is doing quite a bit, and there's a lot of other folks doing mentorship. You know, more power to you. I think the more people you can learn from, the more varying opinions that you get, the better. It's just fantastic. And Julie is so active. I'm just so impressed. And you know what? You don't see any soft boxes. You don't see any reflectors. You don't see any distractions. It's all just
very intentional.
Very intentional lines of light.
Yes.
And of course, the composition, having the glass with both sides fairly lit and then the bottle with only the left side lit, leaves an opening, almost like the glass can fit into the bottle.
Yes.
Just a beautiful shot. Andrew says, come on up to Keswick. We've got spiders big enough to barbecue and make sandwiches with.
Oh, gross.
And then Henry says he'll bring the rub. Maybe we could do that at the fireworks barbecue. No, I'm not going to do that.
Crunchy.
Okay, so Julie says it took her over 100 photos to get this using a couple of reflectors. See?
So Julie, did you use like foam core boards to shape your light?
Good question.
That's how I sort of would imagine these to be shot.
So what? Elaborate on that. What you mean by?
So you have like, well, when I think of a reflector, I think of just sort of your large, big, round, circular one. But I mean, anything could technically be a reflector, right? But I'm picturing for sort of these kind of shots that, just based on my experience, anyways, we would use black or white foam core to shape the reflection, so you get a certain look. So when we're like for the shopping channel, when we're shooting things like silverware or anything reflective, we had to put the foam core in a certain spot to block out, any reflections or to make it look a certain way.
Right.
So so sometimes you'll have like your camera and your tripod, and then you have one hand holding one sheet over at a certain angle, and your other hand holding another angle. You're like sort of playing, balancing act because you're holding 15 different things, different things to get the right shot.
People don't realize what it takes to make a photo, do they?
Not just point and shoot, man.
No, it's definitely not. And I can guarantee you this, I can't take this picture. At this point in my personal abilities, without taking 500 pictures maybe, I would never be able to get a shot like this. So nothing but respect for me. Julie says one large reflector by the glass, a big foam core board for the bottle, and one flash.
Nice. Just one light.
Beautiful. Thanks for letting us in on that. I'd love to see a behind the scenes on that, Julie. I don't know if you do that with most of your shots, but I think that would be really cool to see behind the scenes and how you make your shots. I
love seeing setup shots. It tells such a great story because, you're looking at photos where you think there's 2 or 3 lights used, but, in this shot here, it's one flash and a couple reflector pieces.
She said she had her son holding the board, aiming it towards the bottle.
There you go. See, if you had someone to help you, it's way better than to have balance it with your teeth, holding your teeth in one hand or whatever.
Wish we all had the voice-activated light stand. Yeah, awesome. Great shot, Julie, and thank you so much for submitting. Really appreciate it.
Bam.
Now, this is Jodie's shot. It's a really great portrait. The lighting, obviously, it's intentional lighting. That's the whole theme of the challenge. The light in his back eye and the light in his front eye are both, very telling. You can see all the detail in his eyes. The contrast is perfect. It really highlights the stubble. You can see a little bit of hair light in the back on his shoulders.
Yeah, shows character.
Absolutely, it shows character. And the worn hat, those details are what really take another photo 10% above, right? It's always that extra 10%. Sorry, Nat?
I'm picturing him as a farmer. That's sort of the story I get from this,
Oh, Julie says she's going to post the behind-the-scenes shots in the community. Oh, that's amazing. Thanks, Julie. Appreciate that. This Q&A thing's pretty cool, huh? Love
Especially when it works and there's no lag time. It's great.
Well, I guess Gabe will have to upgrade his internet like I did. All right, so back to Jodie's photo. I think it's a beautiful headshot. Very nice close crop. There's not any distractions going on. And as I was saying, I love that light on his shoulders, his neck and his shoulders, really separating him from the background. That's something that I really work hard for my wrestling shots, and it's something that took me months to figure out, is to put a light in the back, because you're getting these guys with dark hair and they just blend right into a black background.
Yeah.
So you really need that little
floating head, you know?
Exactly. And you need that little kick of light to give that separation. Like look behind his left ear.
Yeah.
It's just a fine little line of light right there. And that's
the background.
That's what really detaches him from that background. Great light, little catch light in his eyes. Can you zoom into an eye? Is that going to let you do that?
I think that is the closest. That's the closest I can get.
All right, I see. Cool. Because that's the kind of thing where I'd like to see what kind of reflector or shadow that you might see. Looks like a softbox maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to guess a softbox and maybe a little light under there. I see a little bit of a highlight there, right, in both eyes.
Might be a reflector from below.
Yeah, just to fill in maybe a little bit of shadow here.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. But yeah, you see all the detail and like even just in his skin, the wrinkles and stuff like that.
And the texture. And I think the black and white treatment that Jodie gave it with that nice texture, not too far. You know, a lot of people, like myself included, sometimes will really push the clarity up a little bit too much, and it kind of gets chunky, and nothing like that here. It's just very clean. Excellent shot, Jodie. Really great shot. Anything else to add there, Nat?
No, I think it's a really, really great photo. Like I like these kind of portraits because there's more to it, you know, than just a picture of somebody's face.
Yeah.
There's a story there.
And as you can see that in all the comments, everybody's saying nice character, great lighting, very intense. Yeah, depth in character. It's just very well done. Nice job, Jodie. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, well that's pretty much the shots. But why don't we share the picture that you have there? Oh, mine. Okay. This is unedited, by the way. Straight out of camera. And it's just something that I took and I Wi-Fi'd to my phone for their social media people, and they sent it with their social media. And I just thought, hey, you know what? That's intentional lighting. So here I literally took my flash and held it off. I had a little holder that Ross gave me, a little Cinovate arm, and I mount my flash to it, and I can just hold it off to the side, fire it from my pop-up flash, and that's what gave me that total direction of light. And of course, I did the same thing. I don't know if you can see the photo details on this shot. But no, it was stripped because I Wi-Fi'd it probably. I closed the aperture right down. I put my shutter speed to the maximum sync speed of 250th of a second shutter. And that combination with a low ISO gave the black background. So even though there were windows right there behind with the screens down, of course, and there were lights all on in the room, they had no impact on what I was shooting. It was literally my flash that was lighting that up on its own. And so that's my intentional shot. And I just think it's cool how the guy in the background has a little bit of light on him, so you can see that she's being made up, and there's somebody working on her, and he's giving a presentation.
Yeah, I think that if he wasn't there, it would be sort of a strange shot, just like this person sitting there.
Yeah.
Looking weird.
I agree. looking like, why is my face all wrinkly?
Yes.
As a story on that, he had applied already on the left side about 4 or 5 layers of latex.
Yes.
And on her neck, literally, there's somebody behind her holding her neck. I don't know if people can't see me doing this, of course. Holding her neck back to make it really, really stiff. And then they put the latex on. And then they dry it. And they put more latex to dry it, more latex to dry it, more latex to dry it, like 5, 6 layers sometimes. And then when you let go of the neck, the skin just kind of goes forward and turns into that wrinkly old person skin, right? I was in heaven. Have I said that? I was just in heaven. I can't wait. And the worst part is there's no zombie walk this year. So I can't even get made up as a zombie.
Sure you can. No one will think you're weird. Swear July 3rd.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Do it.
Do it. All right. Well, there's my shot. Andrew says, great shots, Mark, Julie, and Jodie. All 3 are awesome. I agree. They were very good shots this week. And let's have a look at your photo here. All right, so you're doing a themed shoot. This is all part of your photo theme.
Yes. This is part of my food TV dinners, I call this series. So basically, TV shows that I watch, or what I think my characters might eat, or if there's any sort of food theme within the show, I'll try to incorporate that. So this is from a show called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a pretty ridiculous show. It's about a couple friends who own a bar and just do really dumb, random things, like put denim on a chicken. So This was actually kind of funny because those pants are from Target. They're like baby pants, like toddler pants. So I got a really good deal. I've watched them and donated them, but it was funny because I showed my mom this picture, and you know, her first question wasn't, you know, why is this chicken wearing pants? It was, the chicken is upside down in these pants.
The legs are facing up.
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
Yeah, because in the show, that's how the chicken is presented. So,
okay.
Yeah, and then they have the rum ham, the ham that's soaked in rum.
Ooh.
And you know, just like and so with the intentional lighting, I actually used 2 speed lights. I had grids on both of them to kind of create that sort of circular overhead bar type lighting, and then I put 2 sort of warming gels on it to get more of that, again, bar look. So I could be looking at kind of a bar table. So I took those coasters and peanuts from a restaurant, but I told the waiter, I was like, just so you know, I have a bunch of your coasters and peanuts in my purse. I need it for. He's like, yeah, we have more if you want. I'm like, all right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what other photos have you done in this series?
I did Walking Dead. I did Homeland. I did Dexter and Lost.
Very cool.
And I think my next one would be House of Cards because he likes to eat ribs in that show, at least in the first 2 seasons.
I could think of so many shows that you should do. Sons of Anarchy.
I don't watch that show. Does he? Oh, I think it's a lot of beer and cigarettes though.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff. You should have like porn people, and you should have like there's so many cool things you can do with that one.
But is there still food in it though? There needs to be food in it, of some sort.
Yes, there is food, or at least there's a fork.
Is there anything on it?
The back of the head.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, I don't want to give too many spoilers if anybody hasn't seen it. So. Anyway, we can talk about that another time. Paul says, what happened to the zombie walk? Unfortunately, Paul, the zombie walk did not raise enough funds to run this year. So they, instead of stretching it out and stretching it out and stretching it out like they have in the past, and hopefully maybe they'll get enough money and they'll keep working, trying to get money, because it costs $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to run a parade through the streets of Toronto. Instead of going through all that rigmarole, they said, you know what? Screw it.
Maybe somebody else will pick
a lot more to it. Pardon me?
Maybe somebody else will pick it up.
I don't know what's going to happen. Shannon Stafford told me that there still will be a reason to dress up for Halloween or for zombie.
Yeah.
But you know what? I love those guys. Taya Munster, she's been on our show several times. Shannon Stafford, great people again. And they worked so hard for 12, 13 years to keep that zombie walk going. And they just couldn't get any support from the government, any kind of support to run this parade. I mean, you've got Pride Parade, you've got Caravana, you've got all these really amazing things that go on in Toronto, and they don't get any help. You know, they really should have some sort of assistance from the government for these things, because it brings thousands of people. They had 15,000 zombies last year, and they couldn't raise enough money to keep the thing going. People couldn't give a quarter each. You know, it just makes me sick. And
but now they're the ones who are going to be sad about it. They're like, oh, what happened?
I know. How come there's no zombie walk? Well, maybe you didn't donate $50 like somebody else did. You know.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll figure something.
Yeah, something or someone picks it up and they get that figured out.
And on that note, that's all for the screen share, I think, isn't it, Navi?
No, we have to pick our winner.
Oh, we do have to pick our winner. But before we get to that, just going to say that Daytripper Photo is going to have a session on October 29th at the Thornhill Woods Haunted House. So we're actually doing indoor light painting in an actual haunted house. Well, it's not actually haunted, but it's a haunted house that they've made up. And it's such a good haunted house that won the Best International Haunted House of the Year this year, a couple months ago. So it is awesome. So everybody can still get their butts scared off if they want to come on our session.
All right, so video to see what it's like. The YouTube video of the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Check it out. Thornhill Woods Haunted House. Check it out on YouTube as we're talking here. But first, we're going to announce the winner for this week's photo challenge. Again, having only 3 photos, it's tough to pick a winner. So we're going to pick a winner, but at the same time, I'm going to give everybody who submitted a free Lenspen. So just to make everybody nice and happy, at least, you know, there's only 3 shots. There's going to be 3 Lenspens handed out this week. All right, cool. So let's pick the first winner, and the actual winner of this week's photo challenge is...
One scroll so far.
Julie for her isolation light on glass photo. Great job, Julie. We were actually kind of split on this one. I really like Jodie's, and Navi really liked Julie's, but you know, Navi could kick my butt, so that's what we went with. Okay, get a little carried away with sound effects. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much for everybody who submitted this photo challenge. Now we need to issue a new photo challenge. All right, so what do you think, Navi?
Hold on, I had one. Kill some time, wait.
I was going to pick one this week, but the last time I picked one, it was for Zip. And
oh, yes.
I don't think people like that theme very much. So I like Navi's theme. It was intentional light. That was gorgeous. I love that theme. I could have done a lot more for that if I had a minute to do something in. So
have you done anything on motion?
Nope.
Intentional motion? Showing motion?
How about sharpness and motion?
Okay, yeah, I like that. You know, one of those things you got to think about a little bit, right? We don't want a blurry photo of cats.
This is it. You can show motion, but you got to have sharpness.
Right. Okay. I'm down with that. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Sharpness and motion is the theme for the next 2 weeks. We're going to give that. We're going to announce the winner for that one 2 weeks from this week, which would be July the 1st.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait, no.
No, dude, you're still like a whole month.
Today's only the 3rd. Okay, it's the 17th. June 17th. Sorry. That's what is it. June 17th is when we're going to announce the winner for this one. Julie, you're welcome. Thank you for submitting. We really appreciate it. All right, so motion with sharpness is the photo challenge for this coming 2 weeks. Next week's show is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's show. We have a whole new topic show coming up, and if I told you, I'd have to kill you. Not like I could, because you know you're on the other side of a computer and all, but some voodoo curse. Virtual poke. Anyway, what are you pointing at, Navi? What's happening?
Poking. I'm doing virtual poking.
Why are you muted? Why can't I hear you?
I don't know. You muted me.
Are you talking but not really?
I am talking. I am.
I'm so confused right now. Yes, I am. There's no. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
This is going on way too long.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you at all.
That's awkward.
Am I supposed to be hearing you? Okay. Navi is officially muted.
You muted me.
I had nothing to do with it.
Well.
Okay. So it's a good thing that the show is just about over anyway, because Navi has totally gone quiet and can't really join in the conversation. So I just got to remind people, check out the Daytripper Photo community on Google+. On that community, every time we get an opportunity like the Vaughan Film Festival, I reach out to people in the community and say, who wants experience? We had 2 or 3 guys in this crew this year that really loved getting that extra hands-on experience shooting an actual film show, a film event, a big, huge thing. It was awesome. Great hands-on experience. So we put these out to people in our community. Stephen Morley, by the way, shot the Run, Walk, and Roll event on Saturday, which was awesome. The weather held out very well. Oh, Andrew can hear both of us. I just can't hear you, Navi.
You, Bryan.
How is that possible that I can't hear you, but Andrew can?
I don't know.
I still can't hear you. I don't even understand what's happening. All right, so Andrew, why don't you read the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, got that.
Andrew can just type everything that you hear Navi say, and I'll be able to hear it back that way. Lovely technology. Anyway, June 7th, this coming Sunday, we have our next Birds of Prey class. There are still some spaces open if anybody wants to come and learn how to make better photos of birds of prey, birds in flight, things like that. We're going to be running that this Sunday. On June 30th, all right, now this is the one I think that my second favorite session that's coming up this year. The first one, obviously, is the haunted house. Come on, that's cool. Actually, the first one's the expo, and then the haunted house. Got a great year coming up. It's pretty cool. But besides that, June 30th, a day before Canada Day, we're having an actual full barbecue. And that barbecue is going to, hang on a second, maybe it's my headphones. Say something now, Navi?
Boo, boo, boo.
It's my headphones. The batteries died.
There you go.
Stupid. Sorry about that. All right. So anyway, what were you saying?
I was saying, can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No. So check it out. On June 30th, the fireworks and barbecue. Full summer barbecue. We've always had one at Joker Hill. Unfortunately, we can't have a Joker Hill session anymore. That's being used too much for scientific studies, so they're not letting the riffraff come through there anymore, unfortunately, because that was pretty cool. But instead of there, we're going to have our barbecue at an actual fireworks display. And not a public one. This is a timed for photography fireworks display, specifically for Daytripper Photo customers. And it's when I say time for photography, it's exactly that. When you're ready, you're focused, you're ready to go, launch the firework. Off it goes. So we have, I'd say, about 3 hours planned of fireworks over the entire evening. Another 2 hours beforehand for barbecue, social time, getting to know each other. A 1 hour class on the essentials of fireworks photography. We're teaching things like the zoom blur, motion blur, focus blur, and also, of course, we're going to be teaching how to do the hat trick. My favorite thing for fireworks photography is the hat trick. So if anybody's interested, that is all up on daytripperphoto.com already. And, of course, the single and all-day multi-pass is available for the expo. So www.daytripperphoto.com is the hub for all things good. And, of course, the Daytripper community on Google Plus is where you'll find out everything else you want to know about what's going on with Daytripper. All right, Navi, anything else you'd like to add before we say goodnight?
Nope. I'm good.
All right, well, thank you very much for being here tonight. And I hope Gabriel feels better because, you know, it sucks being sick.
He's having a week-long hangover.
I guess after being in Vegas for 4 or 5 days, that would happen.
Yep.
You know, it's funny. I had all the show notes planned, and I had for myself what I was going to talk about, you know, a couple fun things that I did, and Navi with her school and the things that she's done. And, of course, for Gabriel, I wasn't expecting anything because apparently what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we probably wouldn't have heard about it, right? Anyway. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Click like, subscribe, share, and make sure you check us out on Google+. And other than that, if you have any questions, get a hold of me, Bryan at daytripperphoto.com. And where can folks get a hold of you, Navi?
Navinoom.com.
Navinoom.com. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Nav, for being here. Have yourself a great night. And everybody else, have a great night. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Don't forget, motion with sharpness. See y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.